We're here for the 5th annual Mainline Bike Race, and the bike race is a fundraising event that supports Narberth Ambulance, which is the 911 EMS provider for Lower Merion, Narberth, Conshohocken, West Conshohocken, and Haverford Township. The organization operates 24/7, running about 10,000 911 calls for emergency medical services per year. This is our fourth year live. Last year was a virtual only given the pandemic, so we're really happy to be back out on the street and have a real live bike race. This year we did something a little different. We partnered with the Ardmore Music Hall to have a joint event to make it a bigger and stronger event for the community. So this year, in addition to having the bike race that everybody's become accustomed to, there's also a music festival going on where there are going to be bands performing from noon to 8 p.m. And the Ardmore Music Hall is also where our VIP experience for the bike races. So we're really happy to partner with them and make it a full day and night event.
We've got 2 stages going, one in Shopley Plaza right across from the Music Hall, which is right by where the finish line is for the bike race. So there's a lot of just excitement and action going on right in front of our front door, which is awesome. And then we've got our main stage set up in Suburban Square right by the Courtyard Green. And we're going to be doing music there all day from 12 to 8. And there's going to be continuous live music at one of the stages all day for 8 hours straight. So we'd been thinking about producing an outdoor event for about 5 years now and had been talking to Suburban Square about doing a couple of stages. And in the past, we've supported the bike race and provided the entertainment for them. And so eventually the idea came up to just make this bigger, expand the footprint, and partner with Suburban Square and do multiple stages with a little higher talent level. And it's been a beautiful partnership. It's been so great to work with everybody in town, including the police and the township, to just create something that benefits everybody and ultimately is for a great cause. So they sort of proposed to us the idea of expanding on our involvement from the past, and it exploded from there.
The bike race has always been the number one priority for us. Can we run a healthy, safe race in downtown Ardmore? And then it took on a life where we said, well, it's a community day. So watching a race is great. We want them to participate. So we did as much biking and themed as we could do. But then it got better. And we said we need to diversify and make it more for younger kids and older kids. And so we had one family fun zone for years, like the last 3 years, and it's been great. And we have rides and attractions, stuff like that. And then this year, through to the benevolence of a couple of our members, we were able to increase that to a second family fun zone. There's a skateboard park, so if you didn't want to ride on 2 wheels, we'll teach you how to ride on 4 wheels. There's a beginner class, and then there was an intermediate skateboarding instruction, so that was great. And then we put that with the beer garden, and we put that with Ardmore Music Hall's stage, and you have music and ride and all this great stuff. The idea of it being a larger than just a bike race and more of a community day, which is what we hope to grow and benefit the residents and the town of Ardmore, which is our home. Our station's right off of Sibley Avenue. And that's kind of what the community component of today is about.
So this year, we're coming back from a 1-year break after COVID really had ramped up. Now that it's slowed down, we're able to come back in person following the virtual year. This year, we came out with a new course that involves Suburban Square.
So the criterion type of race is really contained basically in a box. So it keeps the race course tight. And based on sort of the community you're in, there's 2 issues. One is they like a good straightaway for speed, and then the other thing some of the racers like is technical challenges. This has some pretty unique technical challenges. As you make a right on Anderson Avenue, you're going down. There's a quick turn after that. You go up over a Church Road Bridge. So there's a lot of technical skill and just flat out speed, just flat out muscle and bike and technique all working together. So we've gotten some pretty high reviews on the race course we chose this year. It's also beautiful because it's going under the iconic Ardmore Bridge, train underpass, and it goes now through Suburban Square. And then, of course, how many times do you get to ride up Lancaster Avenue? The kids' race coming up is going to be exciting because they're riding up past the Township Building through the big finish line for applause. So it's going to be 3 to 5-year-olds and then 6 to 8-year-olds for racing. So we have some fun for the entire community, families. That's what we're about.
This event is critical more than ever. We started the bike race 5 years ago as a way of raising funds for our capital expenditures. Narberth Ambulance relies on membership donations from the community and from billing from the services we provide. We're not a tax-based organization, so we don't receive municipal tax funding. And every one of our ambulances costs $250,000 just for the ambulance, and you can put another $100,000 worth of equipment in, and that's just for the ambulances, let alone the stations and the personnel and the training and everything that's required. So the proceeds from the bike race are specifically earmarked to buy new ambulances. And during COVID-19 and the pandemic of 2020 and ongoing here in 2021, our call volume has not diminished and our expenses have not diminished. You know, everything continues to go up, so every fundraising angle that we can take is important and critical for our mission.
It is critical. We do this as a fundraiser to help us buy an ambulance every year. So with an ambulance, we can obviously provide service, and I think a real light during the pandemic was shed on key personnel, restaurant workers, food store workers, and I think EMS personnel, healthcare workers went to the top of the list because they had to get involved in COVID, get personal with it. And we have the ultimate respect for the sacrifices any healthcare worker went through during this time. And I think our people are heroes. I know they're heroes, and I know they went through an incredible time.
You know, the event is raising money for Narberth Ambulance, who are the emergency services for everybody in Montgomery County, and it's also raising money for children's pediatric causes. So our hope is not only for the entire event to just be lifted by all the different elements, the family fun zone, the staging, the really high talent level, but also for it to be something that's sustainable and that we can start to build year over year. So expect to see Rock and Ride for sure in 2022 with a lot more notice and hopefully a lot less of a sort of cloud hanging over it. And hopefully it's something that becomes similar to our partner event, Wayne Music Festival, where we've got 10,000 people descending on Ardmore every year and coming out and supporting the cause.
The bike race turning back, so doing a fundraiser and getting an ambulance is important, but I think seeing everybody back, seeing the community walking around, supporting our EMS division, Ardmore Music Hall teaming up with us, Ardmore Initiative, Ardmore Business Association, the Township Alarm Commissioners and the whole staff all jump on board to help make things work, and we're lucky. We're lucky. We're proud to be out here with our community safe and following what we're supposed to do, and that's where we're at.
Simply put, this event that you see takes about 65 of our personnel throughout staging, planning, commitments with sponsorships and actual event race day. And so we're looking literally at ambulances or ATV gators at every turn, not just for the health and safety of the ride, even though that's paramount for Narberth Ambulance, but also it helps with blocking traffic, cutting down on the usage of township services. But the township is a partner in this as well. So the police, there's 12 different stations for police. For the marshals from Trek, they are supporters, and there's 12 racing positions to ensure a safe race. The overall goal here is there are so many people it takes to put together, and any portion of that walks away makes it harder to do such a great event.